have us another epic cat fight. It is new media versus mainstream media. In this corner, representing the mainstream media, standing 6'3" tall, weighing 2.1 Lizzos, which equates to 210 pounds of body positivity. Hailing from the worldwide leader in woke, the purveyor of fake outrage, Stevie A. Smith. And in this corner, representing something called new media, standing 6'6" and weighing 2.3 Lizzos, he's the face of disgrace. He makes females grab the mace. He's not welcome any place. He's a proud rainbow warrior, Draymond Green. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Driving home from lunch this afternoon, and I notice a video on my newsfeed titled, Stephen A. Smith Responds to Draymond Green. My initial thoughts were, why? Responds to what? Last I checked, Draymond Green and the Rainbow Warriors missed the playoffs. The only thing relevant that's happened to Draymond Green recently is Dre getting booed out of the arena last night during the Western Conference Finals. I gotta give credit to the fans in Minneapolis. Let me express our gratitude because I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, thank you. Thank you for booing this doofus. Thank you for making Draymond Green feel unwelcome. But anyway, when I saw this clip from ESPN, I was confused. We're in the middle of the conference finals. Why in the hell is Stephen A. Smith wasting valuable time talking about Captain Doofus? Matter of fact, why are both of these grown men so upset with each other? This seems personal, so something big must have happened, right? It should come to the surprise of absolutely no one that Draymond Green is the instigator of this catfight. I mean, that is what Draymond Green is known for: juvenile conflicts, out of control emotions, erratic behavior. Once again, Dre is overly emotional. He's in his feelings. For years, Stephen A. Smith, he has been one of the very, very few defenders of Draymond Green. While other members of the sports media have vilified him, and rightfully so, while people like myself have demanded that Draymond Green be kicked out of the NBA permanently, Stephen A. Smith, he has been one of very few who have been willing to blindly defend Draymond Green. Back in December, after Draymond Green was once again suspended for punching Yusuf Nurkic, after he'd already been suspended weeks earlier for choosing to identify as Rowdy Roddy Piper and putting Rudy Gobert in a sleeper hold. After these back-to-back instances of violence, Stephen A. Smith had finally had enough. He could no longer defend the juvenile behavior of Draymond Green. Now, Stephen A. was not disrespectful. Actually, he didn't even say anything negative about Draymond Green. All Stephen A. Smith said was, I can no longer defend him. And he was right. He was right. It is impossible to defend the indefensible. Now, that was about 6 months ago. If Draymond Green had a problem with what Stephen A. Smith said, or in this case didn't say, all he had to do was call him. They seemed to have a personal relationship with each other. All he had to do was call Stephen A. and say, why aren't you defending me? I thought we were besties. I let you stick your hand in the turkey ass during Thanksgiving. You hurt my feelings. Instead of being a man and reaching out to Stephen A. Smith directly with his grievances, Draymond Green, he waited 6 months to address the issue on Shaq's podcast. Watch for yourself.
But the thing that pissed me off is, you tell me it's been hard for y'all to talk about me. Stephen A., anytime I meet someone and they say something about you, it's never like, yo, I like him. He cool. It's always like, man, that dude, he a character, he's this, he's that. And I always say back, I actually know the guy. The guy is actually a cool dude. And then you get the opportunity to talk about me. And listen, I know you got a job to do. I know you got to do your thing and say what you got to say. But at not one point did you say, well, y'all are saying this person is fucked up and this person need help. Now, I know the person. But to sit back and see those that claim to know and appreciate me as a human being just flow with the narrative because it was easy. to do, I lost a lot of respect.
Okay, so Draymond Green's upset because Stephen A. Smith went along with the narrative that Draymond Green needs help. I wonder where that narrative came from. I wonder what gave credence to the narrative. I wonder if that narrative carried weight because Draymond Green himself admitted he needed help. If I remember correctly, I believe he said that he needed to learn the tools to better control himself or something to that effect. Draymond Green's upset with Stephen A. Smith because he didn't come to his defense. What the hell did you want him to do? Someone please tell me how Stephen A. Smith was supposed to defend Draymond Green. He's been defending him for years. This is one of my many problems with Draymond Green. This dude always finds a way to blame someone else. He always finds a way to make himself the ultimate victim. I don't like Stevie anymore. He's a meanie. This morning on First Take, Stephen A. Smith, he responded to Draymond Green. Now, honestly, I thought this segment was very aggravating. Say what you want about Stephen A. Smith, but when he has a grudge against someone, the dude is very entertaining. The reason the segment was aggravating, though, every time Stephen A. got into a rhythm where he was about to cook Draymond Green verbally, Molly Karam would insert herself and interrupt him. For some reason, Molly Karam has this false belief that she is the star of the show instead of the host. You know why Ernie Johnson is great on Inside the NBA? You know why Jen Hill was so good when she hosted Undisputed? A good host knows when to shut the hell up. There were a couple of times in this segment where Stephen A. Smith, he was visibly frustrated with Molly Karam. Kind of reminded me of Caitlin Collins, Katie Woo, Katie Woo. It reminded me of Caitlin Collins when she would constantly interrupt Don Lemon. No one cares about Rue, just like no one is watching First Take to listen to Molly Karam. But anyway, here is Stevie's response to Dre. Watch for yourself.
Well, I've now lost respect for him. I have an abundance of receipts where I can show you. And Molly, you can be a testament to this.
Okay.
How many times have I spoken up for Draymond Green? It's been countless times. This man has been ejected from games 20 times in his career. Only Rasheed Wallace, another brother of mine, has been ejected for more games in his NBA career. In a 4-month span, 9 months. In a 9-month span last year, Draymond Green was suspended 4 times. And when he hit Nurkic, it was me that was on the air. You can attest to this, Molly. When you had people talking about anger management, talking about he needs help.
Yeah.
Talking about all these. I was the one that said, yo, that's going too damn far. And then a month later was the chokehold on Rudy Gobert. For you to go on a podcast. Now, listen, Draymond and I'll never hate him. I'll never have anything but love for him. But I don't respect what he did. You know my number. You've spoken to me before. Why am I hearing about it on Shaq's podcast?
Here's the thing. Everyone had forgotten about this. Everyone had moved on. No one was thinking about Draymond Green. This dude has got to be addicted to attention. Think about it. Draymond Green is lucky to be in the NBA. If David Stern was still commissioner, Draymond Green, he would have been suspended for the entire season at minimum. Now, obviously, that is never going to happen with Alice Silver. Alice is afraid of a roach. You know he's afraid of Draymond Green. But everyone had forgotten about this. Everyone is focused on the playoffs. And what does Draymond Green do? He goes on Shaq's podcast, he revives the situation, and he once again makes everything all about himself. There are very few players, there are very few people in media that I legitimately cannot stand. Draymond Green, one of the few. I put him in the same class as someone like Keith Olbermann. Kitty Poo! Draymond Green is the most overrated player in the history of the NBA. If he was drafted by the Detroit Pistons, he would be working in the parts department at Ford Motors. Draymond Green, he would be changing the oil in social worker Shanice's Ford Focus. This dude is a role player who thinks he's a superstar. Credit where credit is due. Draymond Green rode Superman's cape and he built a nice career for himself. He will be working in media once his NBA career ends. The same media that he constantly criticized as a player. Remember when Dre was talking about the new media he was launching? Yeah, that same Dre, he's working at TNT. Let me tell you what's really concerning with the behavior of Draymond Green. Now, just to be clear, I have no idea what goes on in his personal life, nor do I want to know. I don't care. It's none of my business. For all I know, Draymond Green is a loving husband and an excellent father to his children. And I will believe that unless proven otherwise. So don't take what I'm about to say as an accusation on his personal life. Oftentimes, people will be on their best behavior in public. If something happens in public, most people will react differently than if the same thing happened in private. Draymond Green has a long history of erratic behavior in public. Some would even describe it as violent behavior. He put the sleeper hold on Rudy Gobert, punched Yusuf Nurkic in the face. Well, KC, that's not true. He was going for the ball. It was an accident. Yeah, there's always an excuse with Draymond Green. He's never at fault. 2 years ago, he punched Jordan Poole in practice. He stomped on the chest of Domantas Sabonis during a playoff game. Most of these incidents involving Draymond Green, they are happening when millions of people are watching. This dude can't control his temper when the world is watching, which makes me wonder. If he can't control his temper, if he can't control his emotions when millions of people are watching him, how can he control it when no one is watching? It's just something to think about. My stance has not changed with Draymond Green. He should be kicked out of the NBA. This dude is 34 years old. At this point, this is who Draymond Green is. As a basketball player, this is his character. By the time you're in your 30s, your character, your values, they are pretty much established. It would not surprise me if there are multiple incidents involving Draymond Green next NBA season. This is what happens when you are not held accountable. Throughout his NBA career, there's been no one to hold Draymond Green accountable for his actions. Stevie Kerr refused to do it. Remember what happened with Jordan Poole? Instead of punishing Draymond Green, the Rainbow Warriors trade Jordan Poole. Alice Silver refuses to do it. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, they refuse to do it. Both those guys are so nice, I don't know if they could do it. The point is, there's no one holding Draymond Green accountable. And then they wonder why this continues to happen. I'm with Stephen A. Smith here. I don't think Stephen A. did anything wrong, but this is why you don't blindly defend guys like Draymond Green, because eventually they will turn on you. But give me your thoughts on this. Stephen A. Smith, Draymond Green, they engage in a public catfight. Whose side are you on? Who's in the right? Do you agree with Draymond Green or do you agree with Stephen A. Smith? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.